Hey everyone, Corey here and welcome back to another Minecraft video. In this Minecraft video, you'll expect to see a new bridge that me and Sienna have been working on and a new build which I have not yet disclosed. But I hope you guys are excited for this episode and I can't wait to show you what I'm working on. Enough blabber, let's just continue on with the video. So to start off, I began by building our bridge. This did take a lot of my resources away, which is why I now have to go back to a trial chamber, which I actually think you guys are probably happy with. There's actually not one of those in this episode, which is finally a brand new thing I'm trying out and breaking all my work because I didn't realize what I wanted to do. I am freehanding this bridge, by the way. I had kind of a rough idea what I was doing, but I really just wanted to experiment and try different types of things when coming to the bridge. But you know, this is me picking up all my blocks, I dropped them all. Anyway, I continue back to the bridge and this is just me staring at it for a hot minute trying to think what I can do. I then came to doing pillars and went straight into creative so I can come up with a design. The pillars did take a while and they are obviously very expensive, but I didn't know how big I wanted the pillars or like what shape really, so I went into creative to just kind of experiment and try different types of things. However, this is what the archway turned out like. I do like it, however I didn't really like the plain blue pillar. I did once again then add some of the orange copper, which I much prefer now. It did look a bit like stupid when I first did it, but now that it's grown on me and I've added some like new things to it, it does look really good. I did add these leaves and added a mod, which was very confusing, but it did work. And this is me showing Sienna how it worked and just kind of playing with it and just kind of seeing what we were capable of. But once we did that, I finished decorating this pillar with leaves, which I loved, by the way. It made it so much less bland and I just loved it. It did not look like this in my survival, by the way, but you know, the hope was there. This is me copying the pillar and trying to figure out how to paste it. I did paste it and this is what it turned out like, and I was loving this build so far. This is me pasting it again and it was wonky and I didn't realize, so I had to quickly change that. And then I realized it was doubled, so the pillar was 2 blocks thick instead of 1. So I just scratch all that, try again, and it was wrong again. Scratch that, and then try again. It was wrong. Scratch that one, try again, and it was right. Thank God. Anyway, this is me checking it out once again because I had to make sure it was looking good. I was kind of mad you couldn't see any of the leaves on that third pillar, but you know, it was okay. Then this is me pasting them all down on to the other side, and then obviously just checking out how that looks. I then went into my survival world and made this idea come to life and then realized I built it 1 block over. So thank God I ran out of materials because I wouldn't have realized until I got up there. So I really quickly broke all of that down, which was probably about 10 minutes of work, by the way. And here we go. That is what my pillars look like at the moment. I do love how they look. Obviously, the leaves are not there at the moment, but this is what it will look like once all of my turrets are on the top. The turrets, once again, were freehand and kind of just whatever I wanted to do. I didn't really have much room to get creative with it, so I kind of just did whatever I felt like. But this is how I made them. Yes, there is still more stuff to add, but I didn't really have the resources because I need prismarine. And to get prismarine, I need a prismarine farm. And I needed warped wood and acacia, which I now have, but I also haven't added that yet. This is me oxidizing my trapdoors. I had a lot and I needed them for my archways, which I still haven't completed, by the way. And I realized I also needed to collect leaves for the pillars, so I went and mined a lot of leaves, which, you know, I actually quite enjoy doing, but it was a waste of iron. And I did actually find my horse, which I got, I think, about 2 episodes ago, but that was whatever. And I dug it in a hole, so it can't ever escape. I did feel kind of bad because I'm probably going to forget about it now. But maybe if I come back to this episode one day, or if you guys remind me, you know, maybe the horse will be free. And you know what? While we're at it, let's give it a name. Me and Sienna then went creeper farming because we needed gunpowder. This is just me killing a few creepers here and there. Sienna did die a few times, and a baby zombie did actually steal her armour and his sword and kill her. But you know, that was whatever. I then continued building my leaf pillars, which got me to here. And I loved how this looks. The amount of rockets I wasted teleporting back and forth was absolutely insane. This is me terraforming for my new build, which is yet to come. And then my iron farm, no, my XP farm, which I was showing Sienna how to use, which she can't really use it unless I'm there, but you know, it's whatever. And then my iron golem actually did die. I then collected my acacia for my build, which I once again haven't used. And I crafted all of my acacia into fences, which I did use it here, but I also have more to add, which I used all my resources here, so I don't have any left. But this is what I did with them, which is a small little fence. I went to a bastion and look at this loot, guys. I literally screamed when I saw it. I was so happy. Anyway, I traveled home and this was my lag. It was absolutely insane. I kept getting chunks spawned on my face. But you know, I did find my way home eventually, and I got straight to organizing. I don't know why I did this, but I needed it. I think it was stressing me out that nothing was organized. I had a lot of resources, so I divided it all into my chests. I then made my armor into netherite, which I think is such a big achievement for this world. I'm so happy I finally have it after 200 days. Thank everyone. Also, if you are watching this video still, thank you so much for watching, guys. I do really appreciate every single one of you. This is me putting on my armor. I then also put netherite on my pickaxe. I didn't do my chest plate because I want to mainly wear my elytra, and I just don't think there would have been a point. This is me putting like messing around with trims. I did end up using diamonds as my trim, which I then called Sienna over to come view me, and she kind of just ran past me and then turned around and realized what I was doing. I showed her my new armor, and this is the reveal. I absolutely love it. She just circled me for a couple of seconds there, but you know, it was just whatever. Me and her danced for a couple of seconds, and you know, that was it. And we decided to split ways because we needed to go back to mob farming. She was on one side of the island, I was on the other, and I got quite a lot of gunpowder during this. I got like 40. I was then getting chased by phantoms, which I all led to Sienna, and Sienna doesn't have loot in, so she got about 2 gunpowder. So I decided to give her 3, which looking back was really mean. But you know, it's fine. I can give it more. Anyway, this is me giving Sienna a book, and then she decided to throw all her leaves at me and then drop the book too, so I picked that back up, and I beat her with a stick out of my house because, well, I don't want these people in my house. And once again, I decided to be absolutely horrible and chuck her book off the ledge, and she had to go fetch it. This is me once again organizing, but this time it's everything. I needed this done, and you know, I left that chest there because I was looking at it and I just wanted to cry. So I left it there and I carried on with my day. This is for my future build. I wonder if this will give you guys any hints to what I am building. I'm guessing it will, but I do have 15 beehives. And then I was just kind of organizing all my loot that I got from the end of my emerald farm. And this is the new build, guys. I'm not giving you much of a, you know, show and tell yet, but I want you guys to kind of give it your own guesses in the comments on what you think it's going to be. It is obviously very big, but you know, this is just me doing a little snippet of building it and testing the waters of what I want to do with it. And there's obviously a lot of glass in there, but also my house does too. So what do you think my build means? Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of a short one once again, but I do have more plans for the future. Don't worry, I do have a lot more content coming out. And if you haven't already, don't forget to follow my TikTok, subscribe, like this video, and comment on what do you think is coming up next. Thank you for watching.